Hello, welcome to Scott's Odyssey. So while up here in the northwestern part of Pennsylvania and checking out a few spots, came along and found this particular one, barely visible from the side of the road. I welcome you to the Sherman Memorial Lighthouse. See you in a minute.
Welcome back. If you've watched my videos before, thank you for your patronage, and if you're new to Scott's Odyssey, welcome aboard. According to the online research, there seems to be a lot of nonsensical information regarding this site. Everything from religious reasons to flood reasons to even a mythos about the site regarding the damned end of those whom would disturb the site. Yes, a damned end. A curse. Let me tell you that one. According to an article found in the August 12th of 2010 edition to the Warren Times Observer, you will find an article titled, "Lighthouse Tour Will Wrap Up Tionesta's Indian Festival." Within this article, it is stated that Ronald Child, author of History of Forest County, 1867 to 1967, honestly, a book that is exceptionally difficult to get my hands on to confirm this allegation being in there, but allegedly it states that the Munsee Indians claimed this island to be the body of the sun god's youngest daughter, Nowini, and that the robe of yellow goldenrod that completely covered it from midsummer to early autumn was a sign of her kinship to the sun. The legend held that a tragedy would strike anyone who dared to desecrate her body by building on it or tilling the island. Yep, that's what is claimed. But let's learn what the island and the lighthouse are really all about. In 1805, Irish native Poland Hunter and his wife Jane, squatter settlers, settled on the island and used it as a farm. Once larger than 100 acres, the island has slowly washed away until its current size of just under 25 acres. The island itself exists between the Tionesta Creek and the Allegheny River with the name of Hunter Island. There's not a lot of information out there on the history of the aptly named Hunter Island, but sometime in 1864, the island was sold off to R.J. Harmon, or maybe Dan Mullett or Frank Ellis and F.R. Lanson, the Pioneer Material Company, and Jameson Lumber and Supply Company. Now, all of them were there at one point or another, but the order and the years seem a little lost to time, and the seller to buyer information also seems a bit skewed in the historical record. But what we do know is that in February of 1953, the island was sold to Joe Sherman, who established the Tionesta Sand and Gravel Company. The Sand and Gravel Company would dredge sand and gravel from where the Tionesta Creek and Allegheny River converged, which have changed in names since the building of the Tionesta Dam. So if you go and look it up, Tionesta Creek comes after the dam. In 1957, his son Joseph Jack Sherman, who goes by his middle name Jack and not by Joe, started working with his father until the plant closed in 1997. The Shermans did very well with their company and their involvement within the community. So in 2006, Jack decided to give back to the community by building a 25-foot dirt mound and building a 50-foot tall lighthouse on top of it, calling it Lighthouse Island, although technically it is still named in the books as Hunter Island. According to Jack, he built a lighthouse because he liked collecting figurine lighthouses and felt this location would act as good storage to display his over 300 lighthouse collection, and maybe it would be considered a landmark for the community. It was also a good place for him to store his collection as well as other family memorabilia. In 2020, Jack decided that the rest of the island would become what he called the Peace Park because, and I quote, "the world needs more peace." Peace Park was created with a walking trail, an entry sign, a Statue of Liberty, the flag wall dedicated to military people, that's Jack words, not mine, the Cross of Freedom, the chapel, which is actually a garage for property upkeep tools and not an actual chapel, a replica of the timber crib dam, and a giant smiley face Jack made from an old satellite dish. All of this park is privately owned, but it is open to the public. There are tours of the lighthouse offered on an extremely irregular schedule, which is of no surprise for that which transpired between 2019 and 2023, and the tours, they're not free. All proceeds that are garnered go to the Tionesta Lions Club for local projects in the community, although I would believe a lot of them might go right back into the upkeep of the park and the lighthouse itself. If you've heard information that conflicts with this information that I have provided, just consider this your fact check. And know that their information is wrong.
If you like learning about the Sherman Memorial Lighthouse, be sure to leave a like. Leave me a comment down below. Remember to hit the subscribe and the notifications. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.